Yo, Jenny Gang, what it do? So we are back, and it's another Jenny Gang YouTube production. Yes, y'all, a lot of things cost in life, but the like button is not one of them. So go ahead and tap that on your way in. Subscribe to the channel, and welcome to all of my new subscribers. And comment on my commentary. My YouTube uploads are getting more consistent, but the timing, none of us really know because I still work in person as well. So because of that, turn on post notifications so you do not miss any of my uploads. So today we got none other than nasty ass Jeffrey Dahmer. Now, Jeffrey Dahmer deserves his own title. I choose the word horror story, aka true crime, but I don't know. This man just needs his own segment, okay? So as a lot of you have seen, Netflix just launched the Jeffrey Dahmer, is it called a documentary? I'm not sure, but they are telling you about this man's life. Now, I just want to say all the true crime buffs like myself, we've been on Dahmer, you know what I'm saying? He was popping back then, you know what I'm saying? But I guess the rest of the world is just now kind of getting to know who this man was and what he did. So what I may do with this video, because there's so much to say about this dude, I may break it down. I want to talk about Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood, his family life. Then I want to talk about his victims. And then I want to talk about how his punk ass got killed. So let's go ahead and start with his life, okay? Y'all, the notes for this are insane. I had to compile them like 2 or 3 times. So for starters, Jeffrey Dahmer is from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He was born May 21st, 1960. And his ass is a Gemini. Little known fact, a lot of serial are Geminis, okay? Y'all stop fucking with us. But this dude didn't have an excuse, so let's just get into it. Life growing up, Jeffrey was always a tad bit odd. His daddy was an analytical chemist. So when I hear that somebody is a analytical chemist, it makes me want to say, what is the exact definition for that, right? But unfortunately, to me, the definition doesn't break it down like how I want you guys to understand it. But basically, an analytical chemist, they're employed in all aspects of chemical research in industry, academia, and government. They do basic laboratory research, develop processes and products, design instruments, use in analytical analysis, teach and work in marketing and law. Like I said, that's a very vague definition, but basically the man was paid to research. Those people have to be very smart and focused, you know what I'm saying? So just like any other parent, when you're good at something, if you spend time with your kids, you usually try to make sure your kids are good at them. Everybody knows that. Well, most of you guys know that I'm an entertainer. I don't teach my daughter to be going in the club dancing, okay? But I'm an athlete. You know what I'm saying? I just took my athleticism and turned it into something else. So naturally, by the time my child started walking, I had her working out, doing backflips. I threw her in gymnastics. You know what I'm saying? Now that she's 15, she runs track. She's wonderful at being an athlete, but that's because I wanted to make her interested in being an athlete. So what Jeffrey Dahmer's dad was doing was innocent, you know what I'm saying, at first, but unfortunately, Jeffrey, creepy behind, started being obsessed over the things that they would do. So he would take Jeffrey, they would go look around the house, you know, they would get deceased animals. He showed Jeffrey how to bleach the skin and connective tissues from the animal. And his daddy seen him getting very curious with it, but he was thinking it was like childlike curiosity or whatever. So sometimes the bones, they would be so clean, I guess, whatever, when they finish doing all the stuff that they do. Him and Jeffrey came up with a little name called fiddlesticks for the bones. So later on in life, when a psychiatrist wanted to dissect Jeffrey's mind, he asked him if he ever tortured animals in the past. Another fun fact for true crime buffs, we know that if a child or teenager tends to torture animals, that is a telltale sign that they're going to become a serial life taker. So you better watch them or try to get them some help. So Jeffrey was like, one time his teacher had them bring stuff in. So Jeffrey decided to bring in a tadpole. I think a tadpole is that a baby frog, y'all? I don't know. I don't like the wildlife too much. But he brought this thing, this live animal, whatever, in. And for some reason at the end of the class, y'all, Jeffrey's teacher gave his tadpole to another student, right? This don't even sound right to me, but maybe she got them mixed up, but I couldn't get a clear answer as to why she gave Jeffrey tadpole away. She might be some of the cause that he's crazy. So the little other child took the tadpole home, put it in an aquarium, basically started keeping it as a pet. Jeffrey found out about it. Jeffrey went to the little boy's house and poured gasoline inside of the aquarium that the other child had his tadpole in. So he tells the psychiatrist, if that's what you call abusing animals as a child, then I guess I abused an animal. Crazy as hell, right? Also, like I said, Jeffrey had done so much of this research and doing this stuff with the bones and the skin. He started collecting roadkill, okay? Putting it into the family shed. You're probably like, why Jeffrey had all his time on his hands? He was a kid. Well, like I said, his daddy was a, chemist. I'm pretty sure he was a lot, really busy. But Jeffrey's mama, y'all, they describe her kind of like as a lazy drama queen. Y'all know one of the mamas that think they the kid, always crying for attention. Oh, now you're depressed. Oh, now you're trying to, take her own life. Basically, she had a failed attempt of taking her own life. Not to mention, why haven't nobody ever mentioned that Jeffrey Dahmer has a brother? Even from back in the day, listening about Jeffrey Dahmer, it was always about Jeffrey, his mom and daddy, and then Jeffrey's grandma. This is the first time I've heard of him having a brother. I did not watch the Netflix documentary. I'm purely going off of the extra things that I'm finding on Google and YouTube. By the way, I meant to say in this video, anything that I say is my opinion and is not meant to harm anybody in any way. I'm simply giving my reaction and analysis on this sick guy, Jeffrey Dahmer. Yeah, Jeffrey dang on went and burnt his pet up because the teacher gave his pet to somebody else. Also, he started collecting roadkill. He did use a dog's head and put a spear in the head, you know what I'm saying, of a deceased dog. These things are abusing animals. Not only is this abusing animals, but like, who could be so comfortable with messing with something that's not alive? The smell, the look, the maggots, like all of this is definitely considered telltale signs this man was gonna be crazy. Jeffrey was most definitely a monster, y'all, but he was actually also very intelligent, very soft-spoken, and then by most accounts, actually a likable guy, okay? So let's fast forward a little bit. So a few weeks after Jeffrey's high school graduation is when he took his first life,